episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is supposed to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now, post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, or you just want to give this channel some like love. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. In a moment, we're going to be discussing why do you want to date if you're asexual? Why do you want a relationship if you're asexual? Well, I'm sure as an asexual person myself, I have a lot to say about that, and I'm sure you do as part of my community here. So we're going to be discussing that in just a moment. If you don't know who I am Sandra Burmy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories book. If you're new to asexuality, you don't really understand the asexual spectrum, or you just want to hear other asexual point of views on love, life and sex in this highly sexualized world we live in, this is a book to get. The link is down below in the description. Go and get your copy now. And so back to tonight's stream then. So I was in one of my asexual private Facebook groups, and I was saying that I've been on Facebook dating now, trying it out for about 8 days, and I have had some success. If you watch my last video, I had a guy who messaged me who also is looking for a no sex relationship, and he happens to be Indian, which is absolutely fantastic. Really hopeful about that. Hello Sam, lots of love, thanks for the thumbs up. I'm really hopeful about that, so we'll have to see how that goes. I don't want to get my hopes up too soon, but it's looking good. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, so what Sam was in my group actually in this discussion, so it's good they're here. And so one of my community there, my and Sam's community actually, because Sam's admin as well, they were saying that they had some dude ask them, why are you dating if you're asexual? To which I replied, you could say to that dude that, why are you wasting my time when I don't want sex? You know? And she said that basically she replied saying there is more to love than sex, and blocked him. So I think that's good. I think you could do either of those, you know, but you have to understand, as an asexual person, your time is just as much precious as someone who's not asexual. And if someone has taken the time to write to you and criticize you about why you're doing something, they are wasting your friggin' time. Right, so your time is just as valuable as theirs, so you equally can make a comeback comment and say to them, you know, why are you wasting my time messaging me this when clearly you want sex? Hop it, basically. Do you know what I mean? It works both ways. So don't think just because you're asexual, the person can talk to you like that and it's okay, because they can't. It's rude. And, you know, you just have to get rid of them. Liam, hey, Sandra, great to see you. Lots of love, Liam. Nice to see you too. And so it's really, really important to know that you are just as valuable. And obviously, there's nothing wrong with asexuals dating. Just because you're, you know, if you're an asexual that's not into sex at all, like me and Sam, and Liam's not even into relationships, but thanks for the thumbs up. But you know what I mean, if you are into dating and you're an asexual person, you're perfectly valid to date as an asexual person. Just because you want a sexless relationship or relationship without sex doesn't mean to say your relationship's any less valid than someone who does want sex in a relationship, right? It's just as valid, it's just as precious, it's just as worthy, you know. And you can have a relationship without sex. It's the two people in a relationship that define it, no one else. Sam, I have been asked it so many times. There is so much more to love than sex. I love my partner a great deal. This is Sam talking about their partner, but sex is not a part of it. Never has been and never will be. That's really, really good. Yeah, you know, you can have love without sex. You know, sex isn't love. I have to spell it out, keep spelling out, even on my personal Facebook profile. Sex is not love. Sex is something people do with their genitals, right? There's no love involved. It's a physical act that some people choose to do or don't choose to do. Sex itself isn't love. It's just a physical expression that some people use to express love. For me, as I don't associate with sex with love, as I don't associate sex with love or love with sex, You know, as I'm not interested in sex, and sex for me, it's got nothing to do with love. I am not interested in having sex. Sam, I was told I have no right to use dating sites because I'm asexual. Like, get stuffed, mate. I'm just as worthy of loving it as anyone. This is true. I love that. Like, get stuffed, mate. Sam, that's a classic. I think that should just really go down in our answers to objections of being asexual. But it's like no one's got the right to tell you what your sexual orientation is, or how to love someone, or how to be in a relationship or date, right? If we are not having sex and someone dates us, we're not going to give them an STD. We're not going to give them an STI unless we're doing something else sexual that could have, give us that, and we're not going to get pregnant if we have the body to get pregnant. There's a lot of advantages to dating someone who doesn't want sex. There's tons of it. And some people feel highly pressurized when they're dating if they're dating someone who wants sex, because some people, even the sexuals don't all just have sex come naturally. Sometimes they don't, and they may like someone who's not piling that pressure on them. For me, I don't want sex ever to be in a relationship like Sam is in a relationship without sex ever. I'm not interested in sex. Sex does absolutely nothing for me. Yes, I can squirt some liquid, but that's it. Ugh. And I'm not interested in doing that again. Thank you very much. It's very gross, I know. But do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's someone that's quickly gone off the stream now. You can come back. I'm sorry, I repulsed you. But yes, but it's it's just gross. I'm not interested in it. It's gross for me personally. I'm not interested in it. For me personally, I am writing Asexual Guide to Sex. There's some of the asexuals in there are having sex and don't mind it. Liam, asexuals have just a right as any orientation. Yes, exactly. Asexuals do have just the right as any other orientation to date or to be in a relationship. Someone's come back now. Yes, I've stopped talking about the repulsive stuff. Don't worry. So yes, asexuals have just a right as any orientation to have a relationship, and most asexuals don't want sex in a relationship, ideally. So it's really important that we respect that, and asexuals have as much right to date, want to be in a relationship as others. A lot of asexuals that are romantic in particular rather than aromantic. So we have romantic desire. We strongly want things like cuddles. In my case, kisses, lots of kisses, which isn't common amongst asexuals. More cuddling is common amongst asexuals, but for me, I love kissing a lot, and so I want a relationship where I can kiss and cuddle a guy and be affectionate and romantic and do loads of things like I would just without the sex, and without nudity for me, because I'm not interested in that either. I don't need to see the guy from the waist down. It's not interesting for me. It's just there. That's fine. He's a guy. But because I only want to be in a relationship or date a guy. But I mean, for me, dating's very difficult anyway, because I personally don't like being in grey areas. Dating's a very grey area, isn't it? I have grey areas where my asexuality is concerned, but I just don't like being in grey area dating terms. But I guess we have to just sometimes go through the dating process to make sure that we get the right person for us, rather than getting with someone who's not right. Sam, I love cuddles and physical affection, but I won't do that outside a relationship. I don't like any physical contact except in a relationship. Snuggles with my partner the best, though. That's lovely, Sam. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to cuddle outside a relationship. I will hug my friends, not at the moment, obviously, to say hello and goodbye, but that's about it, only if they want that. And so, but obviously with social distancing, I'm not doing that at the moment anyway. I don't need to do that, because I used to not do that at all in the past. So, but I just, I do want a romantic relationship. I'm damn well deserve one. And so does every asexual person that wants a relationship, just because you're asexual, you don't want sex. I just really annoys me and irritates me that people think that your worth is based on whether you have sex or not. Do you know what I mean? They value your worth on where you're having sex or want to have sex or will have sex. Like one guy the other day on the dating, Facebook dating, he's like, oh, well, if you don't want sex, if I can never have sex with you, you're wasting my time. And I'm like, well, if you want sex and I don't, you're wasting my time. Do you know what I mean? It goes both ways, that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to waste any time. That's why I really am seeking a committed relationship, because I don't want to waste time with the wrong guy. You know, I've wasted so much of my life in the past with the wrong guy, and I'm like, never again, you know. But the trouble is, you don't know someone's not the right person for you sometimes unless you give things a chance. So you've got to spend a bit of time on that, you know, a certain amount of time, give things a chance, because you can't just jump the gun as well. Although I kind of do sometimes. But I think if you really like someone, you kind of like go a bit ahead anyway. But you know, for me it's just like, I like black and white stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's very difficult, that area. But you know, like in terms of dating, you know, asexuals can still date. We can still do lots of other things on the date, you know, just don't have the sex. And if a person I come across is going to want to date me for sex, they're not the right person for me anyway. Or if they want sex and relationship, they're not the right person for me. I'm not interested in that. I have to spell it out time and time again, because I keep getting friend requests from not from people that aren't asexual, sorry, predominantly. A lot of Indian guys, actually, and they're just after sex. And I was horrified today. Well, one guy that recently friended me, who's Indian, right? He commented on a post about you know, I said about being asexual, I don't want sex. And he goes, and he said about, I said I keep getting friend requests by Indian guys, and he's like, oh, because lots of Indian guys in their 20s want sex, and they can't get it from Indian women who are too restrictive, and they're virgins, but not through choice. And it's like, restrictive. That's disgusting. That's a very, very nasty thing that bloke said. I asked him to unfriend me, because, you know, he's basically saying it's a woman's fault. Then he's not getting women's fault in their country that they're not having sex. Women's bodies aren't to be used like that. You know, nobody's body is to be used, whatever gender you are, right? It's disgusting. No one owes anyone sex, right? And if you are really desperate for sex, there's people called prostitutes that actually get money for it to earn a living, to support themselves. So if you really want sex, go and pay a prostitute. You know, someone who actually does that for a living, not someone who, you know, you think owes you sex. It's disgusting. I was really horrified by that comment. You know, really horrified. You know, and it's good that when people keep their virginity through choice. I'm asexual. You know, I'm not a virgin, but I'm asexual, right? And some asexuals, a lot of asexuals are virgins because they don't want sex, not because they're choosing to abstain and that's it. But you know what I mean? Asexuals still have the right to choose whether they have sex or they don't have sex, regardless of the fact they are asexual. You know, they're not really going to want sex if they're sex repulsed, though, are they? You know what I'm saying? But I was absolutely disgusted that, oh, women are restricted. That's why we can't get sex, basically. I thought it was disgusting. It's a very narcissistic, manipulative, nasty thing. You know, I thought I would hate to be a female that gets mixed up with that guy, thinking, you know, basically, I'm a virgin just because women basically won't put out. That's what he means. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I get fed up of trying to explain that asexual doesn't mean I'm a highly sexualized person. It means that I lack sexual attraction. I keep having to write posts on my Facebook all the time. I'm sure a lot of the people, they just friend request me either because they think that my posts are inspirational. Some of them have said that when I'm asking them, like, why are you friend requesting me? And then other ones are just like, I think because they fancy me. I mean, obviously I'm attractive girl. I get that. But you know what I mean? They're not going to get anywhere with me. And so, and especially if they're sexual interested in me, it's just not interesting for me. I get a lot of requests. A lot of them I don't even accept, but I was accepting some more lately because, you know, I do business stuff on Facebook. So it's kind of like not just personal reasons I go on Facebook. So yeah, you know, I just think it's disgusting. No one owes anyone sex, and, you know, guys, girls, whatever gender, should not expect sex when you're dating and going into a relationship. The fact that they're even asking you, why would you want to date if you're asexual, is basically saying that every person that dates has got to want sex, got to have sex, and therefore, because you don't fit that category, you shouldn't be dating or in a relationship. It's disgusting. There are lots of people that can't have sex, even though they're not asexual, for disability reasons. Some do purposely abstain. Some abstain for religious reasons, some abstain just because they want to, which is different to asexuality. There's some people that are disabled. I think I might have mentioned disability, but there's some people that are, they're disabled, or they get a disability later on, or they have like health issues, which means they can't have sex. Are you saying that, the people that are saying, why are you dating if you're asexual? Why are you having wanting a relationship if you're asexual? Are you saying that all the people that don't have sex for whatever reason, if they got a disability or health condition, or they just don't want to have it, are you saying that, well, those people are not valid and worthy of finding someone for a loving, committed relationship just because they don't have sex? It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm surprised there isn't more done about it, because it's really discrimination. Do you know what I mean? It's just discriminating against someone's sexual orientation and discriminating against someone for, some people do choose to not have sex, regardless of being, the fact they're not asexual. But it's just discrimination. That's what it is at the end of the day. It's basically saying you're not worthy of love or a relationship, or even trying to get one, if you're not putting out. That's the old-fashioned disgusting term, basically not having sex and not willing to have it. So I just think it's very, very destructive viewpoint. I think it's very disgusting. I think these people should be ashamed of themselves. I understand some people love sex. I get that. But to actually say that someone else isn't valid to date or have a relationship because they're not the same as them and wanting sex is disgusting. That's the disgusting thing. Do you know what I mean? I know some people love sex, some people enjoy it, but why even bother to message someone who doesn't want sex, saying, basically, why are you looking to date if you don't want sex? Why waste your time? And some people, they get furious because you don't want sex and they really fancy you. And they're like, so frustrated, I want to have sex with you, but you're not going to have it with me. So they'll just be nasty to you. And again, this is very, very destructive. It's very narcissistic. It's very rude behavior. And you just have to understand, as an asexual person, that, stay strong. And if someone's being like that to you and rude, that it's not to do with you, it's to do with them and the horrible person they are. Sam, I agree. It's disgusting. People should accept and respect that not all of us are the same. And we're all valid and entitled to be true to ourselves. It's absolutely true, Sam. 100% agree with you. And it's the sheer, the sheer like entitlement. That's what I get frustrated about. It's like they're entitled to sex. Do you know what I mean? And if you're not prepared to do that, then you're not entitled to date or in a relationship. You're not allowed to. It's a very controlling, manipulative, blackmailing, narcissistic type of thing. I think it's disgusting. I think people should be taught not to discriminate like that, and at the end of the day, if they want sex and you don't, you've put it in your profile and be very crystal clear, they should be thanking you. They should be saying, my God, thanks for being honest and not wasting my time by putting in your profile that you're not willing to have sex. Because a lot of the time, it's very brave for an asexual person to do that. It's very brave for someone to say they're asexual and not into sex, and they're just looking for romance or kissing or platonic relationship, in some asexual cases, so we're actually being very brave. If we're being honest about our asexuality, we're being very brave. We're doing the right thing. We're not leading people on. You can argue that they're leading on people by not actually saying in their profile that they really want sex and that's why they're there. Some of them do. They say looking for casual relationship, but like I've said, they contradict that with looking for something casual, looking for a serious relationship. You can't have both. Right? If someone's saying both, it means you're lying, right? Unless you're looking for a serious, casual relationship, in which case you're looking for someone just to basically be your booty call and have sex with you as you damn well please, and have something casual for them to be serious about it. So they carry on casual sex with you and you don't commit. that's disgusting and wrong, unless you've got someone who happens to want exactly the same as that. There are a rare few people that I've come across who just want sex and they're not bothered about having a relationship. For example, aromantic sexuals are like that a lot of the time. Aromantic heterosexuals, for example. So a heterosexual aromantic person is someone who gets sexually attracted to the opposite gender or sex, and who doesn't experience any romantic attraction, so doesn't need the relationship often, you know? So there are people that do fit into that category, you know, and for them, they don't like romance. Like, obviously, some aromantic asexuals don't like romance, and they don't actually want a relationship. Quite a lot of aromantic asexuals, but they lack romantic attraction and sexual attraction. But you know, like if someone says they're not interested in a romantic relationship, they're doing me a favor who's looking to date someone who's a romantic person like me. I want someone to put down if they're not very romantic. I don't want to waste my time with a guy who's not romantic, because he's not going to be suitable for me. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather people state in the profile, I want sex like 10 times a day and I'm not romantic. And I'll be like, bye, thank you so much for being honest. So we should be praised for how honest we're being. In the fact that we're being, like Sam said, true to ourselves. Absolutely. And no one's entitled to sex, and no one's entitled to say what defines a relationship, like I said, other than the people in it. Right? So always remember that. Value your worth, and don't put up with those time wasters that are popping little messages in and having digs at you. They are not worth your time. Your time is precious. You only get one life, so use it wisely and just get rid of them. And like that girl did in my, well, I think they define as a female, but that person did in my no sex asexualized dating group, you know, they blocked them. They said there's more to a relationship, more to love than sex. For me, I don't even count sex as anything to do with love, but there's more to love than sex, and blocked, you know, just block these people. It's the best thing you can do. They're wasting time. I blocked the Bangladesh guy I found on Facebook dating that came over to my personal profile. So he was all right not having sex, and he would do whatever I wanted or didn't want, and then started talking about, why don't you like sex? Have you had sex before? You know, and started talking about, oh, you're going to kiss me naked? Can I kiss you naked? Are you going to kiss me naked? I'm like, what? And what do you mean by romance and kisses? It's like, are you that dumb? So I've just blocked him now. It's disgusting. I can't be doing that type of guy. Unfriended, unfollowed, blocked. Out of my life, thank God. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you for now, because I've got to Skype Sam, and I'll see you on the next video or live stream. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the great big bell icons to get notified every time I post a new video or go live like now. And don't forget to post your comments below, and let me know how you've got on with dating and relationships. If you're in the dating, you know, scene and you're asexual, let me know if you've had any stupid comments like these ones, and how you felt about it and what you did about it. Liam, dating sites seem like more trouble than they're worth. Well, I'm still determined to find my soulmate. It would be nice if the guy that recently showed up was, but I'll less. Keep hopeful, and if not, I'll keep searching. Anyway, never give up. Anyway, take care, Liam. Lots of love. See you soon, Sam, and bye-bye. Lots of love, everyone.